Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am making some page tab clusters for this little journal. Now, fingers crossed that it goes well. It's a bit of a snow day here, so the neighbors are out with the snowblowers and they're moving their cars around, and so that's making Dixie Dog a little grumpy, so we're gonna try and get through this video without too many interruptions. So what I have here is my little journal. It's been bound with a hidden spine made out of Craftex. I've got 3 signatures. I've put in a bookmark, some lace on the front and back cover, and I've added my inside papers on the front and back. I always sew in my signatures first and then I embellish after. Some people like to do it the other way. For me, I don't know, I guess it gives me the illusion that I'm further ahead in making the journal once the signatures are sewn in, and I can get to the fun part of adding all the embellishments and the details. So I've put together the little clusters of page tabs that I'm going to be adding. So this took a little bit of planning. I had scraps I wanted to use, and I had leaves I wanted to use and some stamps I had to pick out. So, oh, you can see the sun shining in here. I hope that's not too distracting, but like I said, it's like a snow day, so the clouds come in, it snows a bit, and then it clears up and it gets sunny. So there you go, nice little ray of sunshine. So here are my 6 tabs, and they are going to be staggered throughout the book. So there's going to be 2 in the first signature, 2 in the second signature, and 2 in the third. So the first little tab cluster is going to go on the front page at the top here. And the layers are this little Botanical stamp. I've got a leaf from my burning bush, little square of upholstery fabric, and this little piece of golden colored lace. Just a side note about the leaves here, to make them more durable, I like to coat them with a matte medium, and normally I use this Liquitex fluid medium. But I remembered I had this glue that I was trying to use up. I don't really like it on paper, but it also works as a flexible seal, so it keeps your item flexible afterwards. So all I do with these is I use my just a flat brush. This one here is like a 3/4 of an inch flat brush, and I just brush the glue on, or the seal, and then I wait to dry, and then I flip it over and I do the same on the back. So what I'm gonna do is just figure out the placement here, and I want it to stick out not too much, but almost like 1/2 inch, and I don't want it all the way to the top. So I'm gonna glue this in first. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for that. I keep going back and forth checking the how much the tabs stick out when I'm adding tabs to my books. I just want to make sure, because I don't like them to be too far out that they that they start sagging, or it just doesn't look nice if they're out too far. Okay. So now I'm gonna decide how to place these, and I like it to be sort of a little bit lower, probably like that, and then maybe put the leaf there and the stamp kind of in the middle, like that. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one, I have a little piece of light colored burlap and a maple leaf, a tiny little maple leaf, and another stamp. So because I chose a plain page for this one and it's going in the middle, I'm not going to add too big of a cluster. So I think it's just going to be the burlap and then the leaf off to the side here with the stamp again, probably in the middle, right? Or off to the side? No, in the middle. Yeah, I like that. Sometimes it's okay to keep things just a little more plain. You don't have to go too fancy throughout your book. I do love Fabri-Tac, but it is very stringy. It's got a mind of its own. So I figure it's just easier to make these clusters after you put your tab in, instead of trying to make them before and then putting them in. Little page clusters you can do ahead. I find it's not a problem, but for the tabs, just to make sure things aren't sticking out too far, I like to put the tab in first. The next one is going to go on the bottom so that they're staggered. They're going to be top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom. So this one's going to be a photo slide, and I've taken out the slide. And I'm going to use a Harper's Bazaar lady in this one. So I'm just going to put glue on the back of this, and I'm going to glue it down. And then when it's dry, I can trim the picture. I'll use my Scotch glue pen for this. And these old photo slides are nice to use on either side. You know, I like the colors on this side here, but here there's some writing and some stamped dates, so they're fun on both sides. Okay, so I could just put it plain, but then on the back you would see just the newsprint, which I don't know, I find that a little too plain. Or I could put some lace behind it just for added depth, and then on the back we would see the lace. So I think I like that better. I'm going to trim the lace after I've glued this together so that it's just a little more square. Probably tuck that in even more. There we go, like that. Now the next one is going to the top of this page. And what I've done here is I've got just a little square piece of fabric that I just, I've got the front and the back. Because what I want to do with this one is put the front on the front of the page and the back on the back. So I cut the two little squares identical, and then I did like a little messy stitch on the tab part that's going to be sticking out, just so that they are together when I glue this onto the page. And it adds a little bit of messiness to it. So I'm going to glue that on first, and then I've got some little coffee dyed cheesecloth and just a stamp that's still on the envelope paper. Now I'll put a little bit of glue on the back of the stamp and put the cheesecloth onto that first. Got glue drying everywhere. And the glue has come out through the back of the cheesecloth, so I can just go straight to my tab here and add the cluster right away. So I think this is okay here. I just kind of went offset a little bit. And then after things are dry, sometimes I go back in and I pull away some of the threads from the cheesecloth just to make it look the way I want it to. The next one I'm putting in is similar to the last one, so it's two little squares of cotton, a little bit of messy stitch here, and it's going to go on the middle of the page, and then just this skeleton leaf and stamp. Now the last one is a little bit bigger than the other ones, and that's because I have a leaf from, I think this is from our birch tree in the back. And so I wanted a bit of a pop of color behind the leaf, and I wanted this to be the tab, so I want that to stick out. Then maybe a little bit of cheesecloth and this gorgeous little birdie postage stamp. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of planning here, because I'm using a page that's not as wide as the other ones. So I wonder if I should be skipping this page and going to the blank one. And once it's dry, it'll be easier to pull away the extra cheesecloth that I don't want in there. So from the side, these look pretty good. I will be adding charms, but I usually wait till the very end when I'm finished making the journal to add those in. I do have other embellishments I want to make, and I will have a video of those too. So if you have any questions about these tabs, let me know, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.